Hey, this is Mark Henry, author of Dancing with Energy, Healing, Magic, and Mysticism. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about a different topic, and that is a concept developed by Aleister Crowley. Now, Aleister Crowley has been given a lot of flack in certain circles about his lifestyle and some of his darker practices. However, this particular thing that I'm going to be talking about has really nothing to do with that. It's just more of an idea that has been popular in occult magical thought, and I think it was probably his greatest contribution, in my opinion, and that is the idea of the true will. I believe that it's a contribution in the same way that there is one particular idea of Sigmund Freud's that he should be noted for. You know, Freud, just like Aleister Crowley, has a lot of detractors nowadays, and even a little bit back then, on some of his ideas about the Oedipal complex, about boys having sexual longings for their mother, Electra complex, females for their father, and some of the id-ego, superego type of stuff. However, one of his biggest contributions was, at that time, no one was talking about the unconscious mind. He was the one who actually developed that there are forces inside ourselves, part of our psyche, that are unknown to us, that motivate our behaviors. And we're not even necessarily aware of it. It just happens. It's automatic programming. And by understanding some of these unconscious processes, we get to know ourselves better, how we do things, why we do things, and we become better people, more integrated. That is Freud's contribution. And likewise, I think that the idea of the true will, which is what we're talking about, is Aleister Crowley's contribution. Now, as far as the true will is concerned, it is part of Thelema philosophy. It is talked about a little bit in the Book of the Law, some of his other titles, Magic Without Tears, Diary of a Drug Fiend. In the Book of the Law, it says, do what thou wilt should be the whole of the law. Now, a lot of times that's misinterpreted as do what thou wilt should be do whatever you want, almost kind of like in a hedonistic type of fashion, that whatever I wish to happen, I'll do. So as a result, that could be kind of on the realm of anarchy. But that's not exactly what he meant. He had something deeper in mind. What he kind of talked about is that we all have something within ourselves that drives us toward our destiny in a way. We have something inside ourselves that pushes us, maybe even pulls us in a specific direction, that is also in correspondence with the cosmic will. And when those intersect, that would be the true will. Joseph Campbell, the mythologist, has kind of a quote that he talks about saying that when you follow your bliss, doors will open to you where there were only walls. Likewise, Crowley believed that when we are following that part of us, that inspired part of us, that is also part of what the universe is willing, that the universe will correspond to the nature of our will. Or as some people say, the nature of our song. We all have a unique song to sing that is different than other people. So you may be drawn a specific direction if you're following your true will. This drive, again, is from a deep place inside you. And it isn't just a preference, like, okay, I want to marry this particular person over this person, and that's my true will. It's much broader than that. You could think of it almost like a theme. It can be a theme in our choices, individual choices too, to a small degree, but it is all part of a kind of a bigger type of context. Also, if you're following your true will, life will be more satisfying. You will be happier, according to Aleister Crowley. That's not to say that you will always you won't run up against any problems or conflicts, because we have free will anyway, and everybody has it, that's pretty much impossible. But he did believe that if you're following your true will, and that those things that you are meant to do, guided to do, pulled to do, that you will be in harmony with other people's true will. So their true wills won't necessarily conflict with your true will. He kind of gave the analogy of our planets, that our planets have a specific orbit, and they are individually placed in our solar system, and yet none of them collide. They are in harmony with each other. And likewise, our true wills are in harmony together, if you're following it. Also, there's nothing said that you can't follow partially your true will. There are people in certain spaces in their life or specific places that they're uncomfortable, and maybe they're not following their true will. Maybe they don't have the courage or maybe the position at that point to do that. However, I think that by learning what your true will is, by searching within yourself, that maybe you can integrate more of that. It may require some releasing some old programming, some releasing some pain through some self-inner work, some therapy. However, once you can try to approximate more of your true will, closer to 100%, you will find that your life is much more smooth. And at least you will be much happier and more satisfied with everything. Also, your task as following your true will is to allow other people to do their true will. That's why I think in Thelema they don't proselytize. They don't try. It's more like AA. It's attraction versus promotion. Crowley thought that, actually a direct quote, every man and woman is a star. Meaning every person is divine and every person is worthy of respect and unique in their own regard. There is also a Joseph Campbell quote that, and this is something that was a signal that you are following your true will. What Joseph Campbell said is that we shouldn't be looking for meaning and purpose. We should be looking for the experience of being fully alive. And being fully alive is what Crowley thought, that once you are following your true will, what would happen. I see people who are living by their true will, and sometimes they have a rough time. However, their experience and their satisfaction, overall satisfaction, seems to be much happier, and they're willing to go to those struggles, even though it is difficult. Also, one's true will doesn't mean that you should infringe on the rights of others. So this is not tyrannical. If you feel like you're continually trying to coerce, manipulate other people, then you're more likely, according to Crowley, to be deviating from your true will, or maybe using less of it. You're kind of getting off that path. However, he believed that we all have something to contribute, something to express in our own unique way. He said that a dog barks, a cat meows, and yet there is something that you have to express that is the essence of you, and you express that to the world, and that expression is part of, who you are. So, that's basically it. That is the true will. So please subscribe and like. If you'd like to, I'm going to leave some links if you want to support me on Patreon or on Coffee. So I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.